Hello, Florence.
Hi, Bettina. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, and good to see everyone joining in to our conversation today. Culture Vultures are back. Culture Vultures are here again. Today we thought we would talk about something that we realize more and more in language, more and more in the language that we use. Sometimes less so on social media, because obviously algorithms are working with it, against it, supporting it. What I'm talking about is something called linguistic erosion, language erosion, where some words that we used to apply for certain behavior, for certain things, phenomena maybe in our society, are not used in the original way anymore, but replaced by euphemisms. Words that water them down a little bit, make them less impactful in a way, and slowly take away the actual meaning that they had. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking about the fact that we maybe don't talk about xenophobia so much anymore, but we talk about cultural misunderstanding, or we talk about national preference. Mm-hmm. And that really softens the hostility or the fear into mere difference. Mm-hmm. 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 So my question to you today, Florence, is how are you dealing with that, with language that is softened, that is reframed, that is replaced? Racism, very often not being racism anymore, but racist behavior, you see, and then it is softened a little bit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or other words that we could discuss here. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's interesting, because in the German language we have that, and there are other words or explanations that are used in order not to use the original word. Mm-hmm. And when these are words that have an impact on my life, for example, racist behavior, or something that is around this topic, then I decide for myself whether I use these new words or not. But if these are words that, let me say, have nothing to do with my life, thank God, perhaps, mm-hmm. in that case, mm-hmm. then I think I am not allowed to decide which word is allowed or not. Let me make an example. Mm-hmm. The word handicapped. I often think, is it allowed to use the word handicapped? And then I learned to use the word a person with special needs. Mm-hmm. And someone who is handicapped told me, no, that's nonsense. Say handicap, because if you don't say the word handicap, then you can't feel what this mm-hmm. word means. And if you say mm-hmm. special needs, what are special needs? Yeah, special need mm-hmm. can also be that I'm thirsty now, or I'm hungry and I have a special need. And this was someone who is handicapped. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if that person allows me to use the word handicap, then I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah. But for myself, I wouldn't decide which is correct for other people's personal needs in this case.
I see what you mean. I think in this specific example, the word handicap focuses more on the problem. The word or the term special needs more on the solution. Mm-hmm. It opens up mm-hmm. more for what do people with certain handicaps need. Mm-hmm. So mm-hmm. if we talk about the needs, it's more maybe outcome or mm-hmm. problem solving focused. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. However, I get where you come from. Makes absolutely sense. Mm-hmm. But when we soften words, then also, as you said, we soften the meaning and we soften the emotional connection that we have with it.
Yeah, right.
So it does not only change our vocabulary in a way, it changes what we say, the moral temperature. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because racist is different than racist behavior. Racism is different than racist behavior.
Yeah, sure. Or the other example you had before, sexual insult, was that?
The sexual assault is used all the time, when in fact, maybe sometimes we should talk about rape, because it was rape. And sexual assault can be all sorts of things, from inappropriate touch to rape. And it's a melting pot of a lot of things that are meant. And so we actually don't really know what is meant. And also we don't have the emotional connection to it.
Yeah, right. Or in German we have this word Fettnäpfchen, so which means I step in something not good. I don't know whether you...
It's like a trap.
Yeah. It's
in
even
a way,
little bit less than a trap, but something like that. And if someone insults me, then it's not a Fettnäpfchen, it's an insult.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a good example.
Yeah.
Although I also don't know the expression in English for exactly that word. Maybe there is no direct translation. Yeah. So I can imagine that from your perspective sometimes. Or do I put words into your mouth now by saying that? Do you feel hurt sometimes if things are not said clearly as they are?
Yes, of course. So if, for example, if it's something with racism, and someone then tells me, oh, it's just insecurity of this other person. And I say, no, it's not insecurity, it's racism. Just let's say what it is. Yeah. So, or it's
not tiptoe around, right?
Right. And it's not the person is unfriendly. Yeah. It's not just unfriendly. Yeah. So, or not polite. And so I have that a lot. And it's more to give an excuse for the other person.
Yeah. We're talking about risk profiling instead of racial profiling, right?
Yeah. So
it just doesn't say what it is.
Right. It belittles the situation a little bit. A little bit, or not only a little bit. It belittles the situation and belittles the person.
Yeah.
And softens the other person's behavior. And I think that's not okay. And we have to differentiate between words which are not allowed, or I mean, you can say anything you want, but words from which we know we shouldn't use them anymore, like the N word. Yeah, we had that in our former sessions. That's a different thing than these words which are very specific, and we don't use them because we don't want to be specific in certain certain situations.
Yeah, I would call that rather an insult than a descriptive term. We're talking about descriptive terms that are replaced by euphemisms to make them less impactful, and in a lot of ways less true. Yeah,
sometimes our language is a little bit like a blah blah, and I hate that. Yeah, just saying the things.
Yeah, I think algorithms, as we see it in a lot of posts nowadays, they support it, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah.
But we will see what happens with our post today, whether where they are ranked in the overall setting of our conversation.
That's
so
right.
Thank you again for your time, for your thoughts to today's topic, and see you soon again. I hope.
Yeah, thank you for asking.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye.